This whole Kanye thing reminded me of, Andrew Tate getting canceled.
Bro, and I used to hate Andrew Tate.
I had a conversation.
I love Andrew Tate.
I don't want to say I love him. I just like how he speaks about things, bro.
He's so outspoken. He's careless.
And he's not like trying to convince anybody to do anything.
No.
He's just a really good speaker. And he has really interesting point of views.
Did you see the latest, one of the latest clips of him? It's, so there's 3 stages of being canceled is what he was talking about. Mm-hmm. First stage is they try to discredit you or say that what you're saying isn't true. Mm-hmm. Second stage is they try to throw you in jail. Third stage is they try to kill you. It's crazy, bro, because I feel like he spits so much facts and he's just so controversial, but he's like, just does not give a shit.
Now, just the way he's talking about certain women, I understand why women get upset.
And he has a platform.
Yeah.
So that's why it's...
And it's just like, oh, you're getting all these guys to think like that. And women get mad that dudes are thinking like this. And it's just like, hold the fuck up, bro.
Yeah.
And this is my perspective on this. And I know if my girl's watching this, she's probably going to give me a hard time. But it's just like, women be like, I don't need a man.
Oh, every woman.
Welcome to the False Night Podcast here with episode 104, I believe. We're here with our 104th episode. We're here with Zachary Lee Wooten.
The GOAT?
I guess so. And we're here with Spider-Man, and we're here with, what did you call this guy?
Mexican guy. So, guys, in this episode, we're going to try and figure out why Kanye got canceled. Why did he get canceled? For like the 20th time?
For the 20th time. We're going to talk about cancel culture itself and what like we think about it and our perspective. We're going to talk about Halloween. You'll be watching this episode on Halloween. So, guys, happy Halloween. I wish you a trick-or-treating and trick-or-treat.
Now it's a trunk or treat.
Trunk or treat?
Trunk or treat is a new thing.
It's been a thing.
Well, now it's like kind of taking over the trick-or-treat thing.
Really?
Now it's more trunk or treat, yeah.
Interesting. Sorry. So, yeah, did you go trick-or-treating today? Or will you be trick-or-treating?
I didn't go trick-or-treating. I don't know if I'm going to go trick-or-treating. It just depends on... Actually, I don't think I am. No. I don't think I got my kids this year on Halloween, so probably not going to partake in... And I don't trust the world right now. The world's in a very dark place as far as, like, trick-or-treating and trunk-or-treating goes, so...
You don't trust the world, but you're a podcaster who's putting out content all over the world. Explain that shit to me.
No, I'm saying like you got like crazy people like poisoning candy, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
How often do you think that happens?
I would say 1 in a million chance.
Damn.
Of that happening to you. But I've seen some stories where there's some candy laced with like fentanyl or something, and these people are giving these kids this, bro, and it's just completely random. It's not like targeting anybody, but it's just they just want to... I don't know. It's just crazy.
They just want to cause harm.
Cause harm. Yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal where we're at right now.
Yeah.
But there's places in the world, bro, where I would not take my kids trick-or-treating because you don't know what strangers are doing to that candy.
That's very true. It's very true. Mm-hmm. Any creepy, scary Halloween stories you might have, like, personally? Or what were you like growing up? Did you go trick-or-treating? Did you dress up?
Yeah, we went trick-or-treating every year. Me and my brothers dressed up every year.
What's your favorite person you ever dressed up as?
I feel like I dressed up as Scream a lot.
Scream? That's so basic, white boy.
I know. I feel like I dressed up as Scream a lot.
I feel like literally every white dude dressed as Scream.
But the coolest it's got the coolest costume, bro, because you can also get the Scream mask, like you got the squeezer thing. And it squeezes blood down your mask. I think that was the dopest shit.
That shit used to scare me, bro.
Yeah, that's what I used to have that. I think I wore that like 3 years in a row, bro. I thought it was the dopest shit ever.
Yeah.
And then I've been a Power Ranger. I've been a random stuff, bro. There's nothing.
Is there anything embarrassing you were ever?
I don't think so.
No.
To be honest, I don't think so. I did nah, bro. Like
no.
Halloween for me, like. My childhood is I don't know why it's such a blur for me. Like, I don't really remember Halloween as a kid. I know we went trick-or-treating every year, came home. My parents always had to pick through the candy to make sure it was...
Really? They went through it?
They went through it, but they said they were going through it to make sure it wasn't messed with. But crazy is when my dad and my mom went through it, and then they poured it on the table for us to get what we wanted. All the good shit was gone.
No way.
Yeah. So my parents used to go through our candy and take the good shit and then give us.
Y'all get finesse.
They finessed the shit out of it, which I could see that. I would do it.
Yeah.
Like if my kids were like, I mean, they're not old enough to right now care, but once they get a little older, I'm like, hey, I got to make sure your candy's good. Give it to me. I go through it, pick out the good shit, get my little bucket of little chocolates and stuff, and then give them the stuff that isn't as good, or I'll leave them some of the good stuff, but most of it's going to me.
Bro, I remember when I first got here, I went trick-or-treating, and like I think we went to like Hewitt or
Rich Place.
What's the other? What's what right next
Woodway?
to Woodway? These nice houses, bro, big houses, because like my parents' friends, I guess, or coworkers would tell them, hey, you gotta go here. They give really good candy,
and they give the full ass candy bars and shit.
Yeah, bro. So we used to be loaded when we first got here, and used to like, and then also too, bro, like churches would have massive like candy, bro, and it was always those big old bars, bro.
Yeah, the full candy bars. Yeah,
there's a church right here, like right across the street. This Baptist church, we used to go there
for trunk or treat.
I guess so, but they had it where they had like a little, I guess, some garage section, but you go in there, you play a little game, and then you just get your fucking candy, and it was fire, bro, because they give you the big old things. And I remember me and my sisters, bro, we were so happy because that year we were loaded with candy, bro.
Yeah, I used to live right next to my church when I was in North Carolina, and I guess my best Halloween memories were my church always had a Halloween event where they had like in the not the sanctuary, but the fellowship hall.
Yeah,
they had like a bunch of games where you pick the apple with your teeth. And
yeah, stuff like that.
Like you throw pie at a thing, and then they had hay rides, and it was just really fun when I was a kid. But
see, that was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It was cool. It was fun. It was yeah, but I don't know.
You ever run into anybody when you were trick or treating and they were mad?
I've actually been mad a lot when I was trick or treating because a lot of the neighborhoods that I went trick or treating in, I guess they were just lazy people, and they just put a bucket of candy out on their porch and like help yourself, but only take a few. Bro, I straight up saw this one kid like one time he took the whole bowl, bro. Like not all the candy, he took the whole bucket.
Damn,
he just took the whole bucket, bro. I was kind of upset about that. I probably would have done the same thing, to be honest, but my parents didn't let me do that. But yeah, I was upset.
But I'm talking about like when you're trick or treating and the person that answers the door, like they're pissed.
I don't think so, because you got to think it takes a lot of you got to be kind of a fucked up person to.
Well, look, bro,
answer the door mad to a kid just trying to get some candy.
The reason why I asked because there was just I used to live in this like trailer neighborhood,
trailer home
neighborhood, I guess.
Oh, trailer park,
but it was a massive one. It was pretty big, right?
Yeah.
So, we all knew streets and who lived on this street and who was grumpy and who was like a creepy old person or creepy old lady, or we were really close as a community. We all knew each other, right? But it was a big community. So there was a house, grumpy asshole man, bro. But he would give out candy, but he'd be grumpy as hell doing it. So he'd be like, trick or treat, and he'd be like,
fuck off my porch.
Yeah, but and there was also a neighbor that my grandma had who he used to be a cop. He was a retired veteran. He was like a veteran or something, bro. Very American proud, and he used to be so fucking mean, bro. Like he would put signs at his door like "Do not knock." I have no candy, shit like that. But he was super grumpy all the time.
But did y'all? So I don't know how it was here. Did y'all not have So the way we knew if a house was giving out candy, they left their porch light on. If the porch light wasn't on, you don't go to the house. Did they not do that here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but back where I used to live, I mean,
they didn't have porch lights.
They did, but I mean, it wasn't like some people just still knocked, bro. Or some people left their porch light still on, and it's just like, nah.
See, and it was weird for me because the last couple years on Halloween, I've lived in kind of nice houses, like the one in Hewitt and then the one in Lorena, and I'll leave my porch light on like anywhere I live 24/7.
Yeah.
So I had to, and the last 2 Halloweens or 3 Halloweens or whatever, I've been getting knocks on my door on like towards Halloween and on Halloween. I'm like, why the fuck are these kids knocking on my door?
Yeah.
I don't got no candy for them.
Yeah.
But then I realized, like, oh, my porch light's on, so I guess anyway, not this year. I don't have that problem, but yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if that was a thing, like where you were from.
I think it's a thing everywhere.
Yeah.
The whole light thing, but you said you know a little bit about the history of Halloween. Can you enlighten me?
Yeah. So Halloween. Oh my gosh, I don't remember when it got started. It was like long time ago, like long time ago, and it wasn't in America. It was like somewhere else in the world, but it started off as actually a religious holiday, which, like, as far as Christianity goes, because that's crazy to me. When I saw this, I was like, because a lot of Christians now say that Halloween is the devil's holiday, which it in ways has become one, but originally Halloween started off as, it's called All Hallows Day.
Yeah, I heard.
Which is All Saints Day.
Yeah. So I know that.
So basically, which celebrates the saints and the good people of the world, whatever. Halloween is All Hallows Eve, which is like Christmas Eve. It's the night before Christmas Day. So Halloween originally was the night before All Saints Day. So it was actually a religious thing. You had kids that dressed up as saints, which is where the kind of the costumes originated from.
Yeah.
And went to people's houses to get, I forgot what they were called, some kind of cakes. And like sang carol. It was kind of like a Christmassy holiday almost.
Yeah.
But it was celebrating saints, like saints. And then eventually it kind of became this thing where people were saying that this is the day that the barrier between this side and the other side is the thinnest. So it's easier to get in contact with the other side, like death, like people on the other side. So then eventually they started talking about ghosts and demons and blah, blah, blah. And then people started wearing costumes kind of to hide away, to disguise themselves from the ghost of Halloween. That's kind of where that's when it started getting dark, because people wore these costumes for that reason, to kind of disguise themselves from the ghost of Halloween or whatever. And I was reading a little bit about it. I'm not sure where it really kind of crossed over from a religious holiday to kind of what it is now. It's a lot of information about a lot of religions and different. There's just a lot of moving parts in it, and anybody's welcome to go look it up. You can find it on Wikipedia is where I found it, and it's like I read the whole article.
Oh shit.
It's just a lot of information to bring together, but the base of it is, it started off as a religious holiday celebrating Saints Day, kids dressing up as saints, and then eventually it became kids dressing up, or even adults dressing up as these different characters or whatever to disguise themselves from ghosts. And then, like I said, originally, and when they were doing the Saints Day thing, the kids went to the homes to ask for these cakes. Eventually it turned into candy or treats. And the religious part of it is, the houses that these kids went to, they gave them treats to shield them from evil. Yeah. Which doesn't make much sense to me. I don't really understand that, but that's what it is. And now it's kind of like it's become a really dark holiday, I guess you could say. People have kind of taken it and ran with it and turned it into something that it didn't. When it was created, it wasn't the intention to be dark, but it is now. So now it's known as the devil's holiday by a lot of people. And you have people dressing up as demons, and you have a lot of serial killers. I feel like, I don't know this for a fact, but I feel like a lot of serial killers, Halloween is their favorite holiday because they can wear a mask, or just people that do crime in general can wear a mask and get away with it and do crimes. And it's not weird if you walk into a grocery store or a bank or a gas station with a mask on, and then you rob them. And it's like, I feel like Halloween has just got so much darkness around it. Mm-hmm. It's just an easy day for people to get away with, and for people to be evil. That's why I think it's kind of known as the devil's holiday now. But yeah, it actually did start off as a religious kind of thing, and then got turned to something completely else.
Can you is there any chance you can that little Velcro strap right there? Does it stick to the, or they just no?
Do it the other way. Hold on.
I don't. Oh, I don't think it sticks. It's okay.
Oh no, no, it's gone. It's done. It's off.
This shit's just bothering me. Oh.
I don't know how long it's gonna stay because the.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
whatever. But since you talked about a little bit evil, we'll talk a little bit about the movie Black Adam, because it just reminded me that this is a hot take, bro. Because I seen a video on TikTok that this Christian guy he tried to go watch Black Adam, and he made a TikTok about it. And he went crazy viral, and he said that he was asking for a refund for the movie because he watched it only for like 2-3 minutes and then he left. And he was told that it was like very satanic kind of.
Yeah.
And that, it kind of was showing the devil and represented the devil and Satanism. And that's kind of what I want to talk about here.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
So, he went viral. People were like, bro, it's just a movie. Fucking chill, blah, blah. Shit like that, right? Everybody's just giving this guy shit.
Yeah, of course.
His religion. I could understand why it could have made him uncomfortable if he was super religious.
Yeah.
But did you notice that? Like how it really emphasized or
the devil?
Yeah, it was kind of
not so much in the beginning for me, but the end when the guy he got the crown and became
like he looked
like
he was
the
just
it
was.
I was like at that point I was like, bro, this movie is actually like, because the whole movie is kind of witchcraft anyways, and magic, witchcraft or whatever, and then you get to the end and the main villain is the devil.
It seems like,
and you're like, what the fuck am I watching? But I feel like that's how a lot of superhero movies are going nowadays. Like super dark, super demonic. Like, did you ever see the Scarlet Witch? What's her name?
Oh yeah, that one was kind of demonic. But
that one
Illuminati and shit.
Yeah, that one was dark,
Doctor
bro.
Strange.
Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch is the villain. But yeah, that one was demonic. But that's what's popular nowadays.
But do you know what that little star thing is on his chest? Remember, like on his belly, it had like that one star.
I know what you're talking about. Was it a star though?
It's like a circle with triangle in it.
Yeah,
it represents something to do with Satan.
But did you notice in the movie Black Adam, like the call sign of Black Adam was?
Yes,
that was trip. I was like, bro, what is this?
Yeah,
like that's Illuminati. Like, that's the call sign for. I was like, what am I watching? But
yeah, that's why I did want to ask you that. Like, how did you, I guess, see that, and then like, what was your take on it? Because I thought it was a little. I felt like I was like, is Hollywood trying to like rub some juju on me, or is it just because that's the really story of Black Adam? Or
I feel like
I don't really know too much about DC, but it was a great movie.
No, it was a great movie. Like you said, the CGI was incredible in that movie. But no, I feel like every movie now you watch, there's some kind of message that Hollywood is trying to send to the viewer. Everybody knows what this means. I don't care who you are. Everybody knows what that means. So I feel like that's kind of like, it's like a subconscious message they're trying to send you. Like, you see that and you think Illuminati, you think of the higher power, all this stuff. Yeah.
Evil. Yeah.
And then a Black Adam, I don't know if it's true or not, but he represents in that movie a hero or a higher power or somebody who's come to save us. And this is his call sign. Yeah. So it's kind of interesting to me that was the sign of everything they used.
But it was interesting because he wasn't the devil. And like, I would think like you're calling for the devil or some evil power if you're doing the Illuminati sign.
Well, Black Adam kind of was. He wasn't evil,
but he wasn't
obviously
good.
He wasn't good. His son was the one, like the statue. Yeah. The statue was made after his son, so he was kind of the one who represented like vengeance and revenge, and like he wanted to hurt these people rather than say. It just so happens that the people he was hurting were the people against the town that he was protecting or whatever. But he ended up being good. He wanted to protect his town. They looked at him like a hero. But he still represented a higher power or the protector of these people, and he was evil at the end of the day.
And then like I said, the devil thing, it was just so vivid. The horns, he was red.
Lava in his
he was literally
blood.
the devil.
It was the devil, yeah.
And I was like, this is...
And he was sitting on... His throne was a throne.
That shit gave me chills. When I seen that, I was like, oh, I don't want to see that. You know? But yeah, that was a little weird. But yeah, this guy on TikTok, bro, he I think he said that he saw in the beginning. I went to go pee in the beginning, like as soon as the movie started. So I missed the part where I guess they showed maybe the guy in like the satanic circle. I don't know what it's called, but he had it on like scarred on his.
The star of I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but he had it scarred on his body, and he said after that he was just like, "Nah, I'm leaving."
Yeah,
you know, because he heard that it had like a lot of like maybe satanic stuff in it. So he was just like, he wanted to see it, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And he asked for his money back at the movie theater.
They didn't give it back to him?
They gave it back to him.
Oh, that's crazy.
So, which I'm just like, about a refund on that, I would have been like, look, man.
I'd be like, bro, you're the one that wanted to watch the movie. I can't help you didn't like it. Yeah, sorry. Like,
just that's how I would have been about it too. But people were hitting on him. But anyways, that was that.
But no, it was like I felt uncomfortable during a lot of parts of that movie. But I love the DC Marvel universe so much that I kind of don't look at it from that perspective. I look at it like, I don't know. I just look at it from a different perspective, not from like a religious standpoint or anything like that. But I can see how people get that interpretation from parts of the movie. But I don't look at it like that. I'm just like, oh, that's kind of fucked up. But I'm not looking at it like that.
Yeah, it made me uncomfortable. But I was like, I'm watching a movie. It's
just a movie. At the end, I'm not going to be in the Illuminati. I'm not going to be a devil worshiper. So to me, it's like, oh, that's cool. I can see how people get that, but that I don't believe, like, that's not me. So I'm just watching a movie.
Yeah.
In that day.
So,
but 10 out of 10 recommend the movie.
Yeah, that movie was awesome.
Yeah.
But let's move on to a little last spooky part. I want to talk about a ghost story that my aunt went through. And I didn't tell you much about it, but since it's Halloween, this is our scary story for today. So, how do you start stories again? What's the word when you start a story? You know, like a fairy tale story. What is it? What's the word?
In the beginning.
No.
Once upon a time.
Once upon a time. There we go.
Once upon a time.
Once upon a time. Back when we used to live in our trailer home.
Should we cut the lights off and get a flashlight and like?
That'd be cool.
That
but
no. Dope. No, okay.
But we used to live back in our trailer home. You know, it was not too big, but
Did you live with your aunt?
At one point, we did live there, but not when this shit going. We had
trying to get some context real quick.
We had just moved to Texas, but we used to live with them before we moved here.
Okay.
So in that house, it was my aunt and my grandma, my grandpa, and my aunt's kid, which is my cousin, and my other aunt.
And your siblings?
What?
And your siblings all lived in that one house?
Yeah, at one point we all did.
There you go.
I know, bro. I mean, we were moving. We were in that transition and moving. So, but anyways, so it all started because she was the one that was probably being haunted, according to the sources, which is my grandma and my aunt. So my grandma first started experiencing like, you know, weird stuff going around the house, bro. She said that she would, you know, turn off a light. She said, oh, this happened actually when we were there. Shit, I forgot. She put us to sleep, and she went to go probably like a tea or something like that.
Yeah.
And then she went to go check. She saw that the bathroom light was on, and she was calling my name. You know, they call me Goyo.
Yeah, Goyo.
You can tighten that up right here, bro. It looks like it's loose.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to. Yeah, go ahead though.
And she's like, "Hey, Goyo," or Goyito, like, you know. The fuck.
Goyito?
Yeah, Goyito, like. It's whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
So it's like, hey, and then nobody would answer, and she go in the restroom, and it's just like nobody's there.
Oh, so she thought you were the one in the bathroom?
Yeah, because the light
on? Yeah,
the light was off.
Light was off. Okay,
it turned off, right? So that was one occasion. She said it was kind of weird. So then, and my grandma's very, very religious, so she's very like, you know, she was like, what the hell? She probably prayed that night, whatever. Another night comes along, and she said that, like, by the window right here, I think she was, like, watching TV or something, sitting down, and she felt like there was somebody in the curtains.
Oh.
And then she looked, and she said, like, it just moved, like, if something ran away.
Oh, no.
And, like, the curtains just, like, you know, it was just moving, like that, right? Yeah. Whatever. So she was like, what the fuck? So then she was experiencing this, and then I guess throughout the same time frame, my aunt starts telling my grandma, like, hey, I feel like this presence in the room with me, you know, like every night. And I wish I had more detail, but she would always just describe like a presence, bro. A presence always, and it wasn't ever good. She would always get like an
evil presence,
an evil feeling, bro. You know that she would get, and she said that it felt like she was trying to take, like she was trying to like mess with her kid, which is my cousin. And it's just like, and she said that she would just yell or like pray, like, fucking way to go, dude.
I was trying to fucking itch my ear, bro, and the whole thing slipped off.
So she would like pray and ask, like, you know, leave me alone, leave my kid alone, like just leave us alone, right?
Yeah.
And you know, it just started messing with them. Like, she said she would feel like something on the bed. You know, lights would be on, shit like that all the time. And then she said this happened for like about like till they probably moved to Texas, bro.
So how long was that?
So we got here, and it took them about 2 years for them to move here. Because when they moved here, they moved like literally in this room. All of the people that were in there moved here.
Oh, so it was this house?
No.
Oh, you talking about, okay.
Yeah, but once they moved to Texas, like we were living at their house, and then they came and lived in this house for about like another year because their house wasn't ready yet. The one that's over there.
So she was dealing with this for
like
2 years?
2 years, bro. And she was scared that when she moved here, it was going to follow her here.
Bro, what the fuck? I'd have been like...
And she just felt like a presence, bro, all the time. All the time, bro.
But she was super religious, so she didn't really...
So she wasn't as religious as my grandma.
Okay.
But she did, you know, she prayed, and, you know, she did probably not on average.
She ever go talk to a priest or something?
I don't know. So
I would have went straight to the priest. I'd been like, hey...
But I know my grandma would, she would do some shit, bro. You know, like, she'd go in a room and do some prayer or something like that.
Like a seance or whatever?
I don't know, but something. And yeah, like, you know, throughout the whole time, she, like, this ghost was just messing with them the whole time. Never did anything crazy, you know, lights on. Even my grandpa, bro, has a story where he said he was drinking some hot chocolate and cookies, like, at 9 p.m. And, like, the lights just started flickering. And
Bro,
he's like, what the fuck?
I would have been out. Went right back to Mexico.
Nah, bro. He was just like, what the fuck? And yeah, bro, shit like that. And it wasn't like, you know, like shit was being thrown or just like
just kind of harmless stuff.
Yeah, it was just like fucking around. And then, so I personally, bro, have a story too.
Different from that one?
Yeah. Like that I went through. So I don't know if like people can relate to this, but when I was living here in this room specifically,
like this room,
yeah, like the one we're in right now, I would feel a presence, but I would never understand what kind of presence it was, bro. I don't know if it was a good feeling or
it was like a long time ago, or
no, bro, it was like kind of recent. Like I moved out my apartment. It was probably before I left to Chicago, so like 2019,
a couple years ago,
2019, yeah, 2 years ago. And it's weird because my little sister across the room, she said she experienced like something weird too. And I'll tell you about that in a second. But so, bro, you know, I would always, end of the day, come in my room, fall asleep, bro. I was on the computer, you know, and I'd be on the computer, bro, right? And I just feel like something behind me, just watching over me, bro.
Yeah.
And when I would go to sleep, bro, I would always be scared of that corner right there. I don't know what, like that one right,
that, bro.
That corner right there specifically, bro. My bed was always like right here, you know, and I'd just be scared, bro. To like, I would always sleep facing the wall because I was just like. And when I was face the wall, I'd be like, there's something on my back just watching me, bro.
Nah, hell no.
And I could never figure it out, bro. Like, what the fuck is this? What is this feeling? Why is it scary? Oh yeah, I was in college too, bro. Someone would tell me about sleep paralysis. Like,
oh yeah, that shit is crazy.
And then they were just explaining it to me. And I was like, bro, I can move. That's what I said. I was like, I can move during.
Have you ever had sleep paralysis?
Let me tell you. Yeah, I did.
I've always wanted to experience it.
You've never experienced it? It's super creepy,
I bet. I've always wanted to do it, but no, never have.
And I was like, in my head, this is so fucking weird, bro. I knew that this presence was here, you know? And I was just like, you know, and then they were telling me about sleep paralysis, and I was like, oh shit, this motherfucker's gonna come and get me one day. Like, I'm gonna just fucking wake up and be like, ugh. And bro, literally, I get out of school in college, I come home, take a nap, and I just be like, I want to wake up and I don't know why I wanted to be in sleep paralysis. I just wanted to experience it, bro.
Yeah, that's how I am. I want
You know,
to experience.
and bro, tell me why, bro. I get up and I'm just like, bro, I can't move.
Like can't move anything.
And I'm going through it, and in my head, I'm aware of what's happening. I was like, okay, I'm going through sleep paralysis right now.
Yeah.
But bro, you're so fucking vulnerable because you cannot move.
I would flip my. But you're awake.
Yeah, and
you're
can
conscious, but you just can't.
Bro, and I was trying to yell. I was like, help, help. Nigga, you can't even fucking like talk, bro.
Oh.
And I even tried to roll off the bed, and I just couldn't just And I was just scared of this ghost who was gonna come and find me, bro.
I'd be like, bro, I'm about to die.
I was thinking that this ghost was just about to come in and do something, like fuck with me, bro,
or fuck you.
No.
Oh no.
No. I was scared of this fucking ghost, and then, bro, I was just like, okay, like let me just go back to sleep then. And I closed my eyes, and I literally woke up. I don't know how long later, but I said that was fucking weird. And then after that, I was even more scared of this ghost, and I just was so certain that there was a ghost in this fucking room. And my little sister across the hallway, she said that one time she was, doing something in her room, and the door was locked and closed, and she felt like there was somebody going like messing with the door handle like this, like trying to get in. It was like
yeah.
And then she was like, "Who is it?" And nobody would answer. Like, what? And then she said she opened the door. Nobody was there.
That's fucking
And like
crazy,
no,
bro.
and like my parents were like in the kitchen, and my dad was in the living room, and like they were just about their business, and she was just like, "What?" And I wasn't home. She was like, "What the fuck?"
Bro, I would have been nah.
Yeah, bro.
See, I don't know if people go through this shit because I would like.
But see
get
now,
out. I would get out.
and shit, there's even more to it, bro. Now that I think about it, my grandma, she said when she would come in here, my
In this
grandma's
room?
in this house.
Oh.
She's super religious. She said she would get like this negative energy.
Oh hell no! See, nope. I'd
See-
be like, Mom and Dad, we gotta go.
And I'd be like, and then when she told me that, bro, I didn't want to be like, yeah, me too, because I didn't want to trip her out.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, for real. She's like, yeah, I just feel like this negative, sad, evil energy every time I go. That's what I'm like going over anymore. And I'm like, damn, for real.
I would have been like, nah, Mom and Dad, we got to bounce.
But I've never experienced like shit being thrown or shit out of place or
Like
lights
anything
turned
really
on.
crazy, scary. or
No,
nothing?
bro, never. And you just feel something.
Yeah.
So
See, I wish I've had that, bro. I've just never really.
you've never experienced anything like that.
Unfortunately, no. I don't know why, bro. I think it's because it's so hard for me to believe in it. Like I believe that it happens to other people. It's so hard for me to believe that it will ever happen to me.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I want to experience that, especially sleep paralysis, because you can put yourself in sleep paralysis.
I think that's what I
Or
ended up doing.
Maybe it's lucid dreaming is what I'm thinking
Oh.
of. Lucid dreaming is kind of the same thing as sleep paralysis, but you're dreaming and you can't move, but you're conscious about it. So I've wanted to put myself in it, but it's just so
I've
hard.
done lucid
you
dreaming
really,
as well.
you have to really like have a strong mind to do it. Like you have to put yourself there. And
I think I put myself through sleep paralysis because I kept
probably
asking for it, and I was like, I want to go through it. I want to go through it.
yeah,
I think
you probably did it to yourself.
And I was like, I want to fight it. I want to fight it. I want to fight it.
Yeah.
And I did not win, bro.
yeah. See,
Did
I've
not.
never. I just don't. It's hard for me to believe in like shit like that.
You
That it
finna
will
go
happen to
home
me.
and wake
Go
up.
home, wake up, and be like, oh.
That's exactly what it feels like.
And then
bro.
I got a ghost coming over and giving me some top. I'm like, okay, shit, what's up?
Nah, what is it? Scary Movie 3, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's kind of the spookiness. But now that I'm here, and I was scared because, I was like, man, I'm gonna go when I moved back in here. I was like, man, I gotta deal with this stupid ass presence, bro.
Gotta do with this stupid ass ghost again. Always.
But bro,
fucking-
it feels like it's not here no more.
yeah.
I don't feel it at all.
Maybe it's a mental thing. Like
No, bro.
I don't know, bro. I don't know nothing about that.
That shit was weird, man. But I mean, that's this creepiest. Oh, you know who would have been great for this fucking my cousin, bro, Johnny. He went through a lot of scary shit as a kid.
For real?
Yeah.
I've never met anybody. That's
He
really,
used to live by train tracks.
Oh
like-
hell no!
He lived right here. You see the street, right? That's where the train tracks were.
The street?
Yeah. And the same trailer park,
How did you ever sleep?
bro. But he said like, I don't know. If this was like the kid in him lying or imagining.
Yeah, like yeah.
Maybe 70% of stuff he said was fake, but there were some parts where he said, "Nah, that shit was real." You know, he said like he see train tracks, and like when the train tracks he just see like a figure behind the train tracks.
I mean, maybe.
He said he was throwing out the trash, and he would just see like this fucking black someone had just black costume on, or just all black, and had like a mask on, just looking at him.
Yeah, hell no.
But where he lived, it was scary, bro. And that house actually ended up burning down, which is super creepy. It just fucking burned down. So yeah. But that's spookiness. Let's move on to Kanye and Kanye getting canceled. I should have had the tweet pulled up, bro. Hold on. Sorry, guys.
Kanye. Oops. Jesus.
So, I don't have it. I just had it. About Kanye being canceled.
Jesus.
Ah, man, I can't find it. All right, whatever. So, Kanye, as we all know, has been dropped from almost every freaking relationship that you can think of, which is so crazy, bro. That he's been canceled. Like, I mean, here we go. All right, here we go. So Kanye goes and tweets, "I'm a bit sleepy tonight, but even when I wake up, I'm going to DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. The funny thing is, I actually can be anti-Semitic because black people are actually Jew also. You guys have toyed with me. You tried to blackball anyone, whoever opposes your agenda." Pretty wild shit to fucking tweet.
That's some, even for Kanye, that's some pretty Hitler-ass shit.
That's some off-the-wall shit. But what is interesting, he says, you guys have toyed with me and tried to blackball anyone who opposes your agenda. Who is he talking about? It's a question.
You guys.
And your agenda.
Yeah.
So anyways, obviously, Balenciaga, Vogue, Adidas,
yeah.
And there's many. He can't post on social media, Twitter, Instagram. He's canceled.
But didn't he cut ties with a lot of these companies?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, they all cut ties with him like this past week.
I thought he cut ties with some of them too, though.
They said he wanted to cut ties with them. Who the fuck knows? I don't know. It's crazy how it has 1,019 retweets though. But I really want to not necessarily speak on what he said. I want to speak about like the fact that he got canceled. It's kind of fucked up that he said DEFCON 3 on Jewish people.
Yeah, that's definitely.
That's like
up.
really.
That's even for Kanye.
That's racist. I think there's racist, hateful speech, the whole 9 yards. I think that's what that is. But at the end of the day, as much as I don't like to say it, I still don't think he should. I don't want the cut ties with Adidas and Vogue. I kind of understand that, but in order for, like the fact that he can't post on social media and express his feelings and his thoughts, he made this shitty ass comment. Maybe it was a mistake, maybe it wasn't, but I think just
drunk.
Maybe, but just cutting someone off of a platform, I just don't think it's okay, bro.
No, because it takes away your freedom of speech,
and
the most important thing about America.
Yeah, and I'm not necessarily like, go do this and go do that and, so on. But I think it's super important to, let people express their thoughts, let people express themselves, even if they say some wild shit, like, Kanye said, Kanye, he crossed the line. I think so.
Oh, definitely in that tweet. Yeah, he crossed the line.
But, if that's how Kanye feels and that's what Kanye thinks.
But I don't even think that's what he thinks. I think he loves being contradicting, or he loves being controversial.
But this whole year he's been super controversial.
Yeah,
with the Pete Davidson thing, with the getting the Kardashians sex tape back and talking about that and being really public about it.
Yeah,
and then we seen that. I seen a picture where he says "White Lives Matter."
Yeah,
he's wearing like MAGA hats. I don't understand that at all. I don't think he really feels that way. Maybe he does.
I don't think he. So the White Lives Matter thing, I don't think it's really like White Lives Matter. I think because he never really agreed with the Black Lives Matter movement because it's like singling out black people. Yeah, I think he wants to say like everybody matters, So he was kind of going against the.
Hold on. But this shit's about to start. Sorry. You can keep talking.
So I think he was kind of trying to go against the Black Lives Matter movement because it's singling out black people, almost in a negative way. I think that's what he thinks. So
I see what you're saying.
I think he was saying like white lives matter too, like all lives matter. Like black on black crime is the most common crime in America. Black on black. So, and he was always super open about that. He was like, Black Lives Matter, but you don't see white people killing black people. It's black people killing black people.
Yep.
So why are we saying Black Lives Matter when we're killing our own people? So that's why I think he was like, white lives matter, all lives matter. Why are you preaching Black Lives Matter when we're the ones killing our people? Sure, there's a couple bad cops that take advantage of their authority and kill black people, but at the end of the day, the biggest crime in America is black on black crime, not white on black or black on white. It's black on black. So I think that's kind of his standpoint. He's like, dude, open y'all's eyes. Yeah, like they're just pushing this in y'all's brains, but really it's
when
it's our own people.
BLM movement came along, I had mixed emotions, but I mean, I'm all for it, but I think the bigger picture is that there's cops that are not, they should not be cops.
Yeah, but there's also black cops who kill black people.
Yeah.
And it's not only white cops, but
those are the ones that
those cops should not be cops. They have some kind of Napoleon syndrome where they must have got beat up or some bullied all throughout their life, and they got into this position to inflict their power and authority on other people. And those people should not be cops.
Yeah. And that's how I felt about that. But I mean, I'm all with, any race or religion and their movement, even I always butcher it, the LGBTQ. Yeah, like I mean, I'm not saying like I'm all for it, but I'm just like, if that's what you want to do, good for you and good for the group and good for the cause. As long as it's all for a good purpose. But don't go and try and convince everybody to be BLM or
and that's a lot of the reason. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of the problem with BLM, LGBTQ is they're the ones who are protesting their cause. Like they want to shove it down everybody's throat and make it bigger than what it is. Like whenever you can just be yourself and do whatever, you don't have to. That's the problem. Like people like me, I don't have a problem with the LGBTQ community. I have a problem with the protesters for it because they are trying so hard to just force it down everybody's throat. I'm like, if you're gay, awesome, be gay. Don't go and protest it and shove it down everybody's throat because first of all, that's not the message I want my kids receiving. Like at the end of the day, natural is natural. Same-sex marriage at the end of the day is not natural, which is fine. It's fine if you do that, if you're gay.
Look, I agree with you. Same-sex marriage, it's not normal.
It's not natural.
It's not natural. It's not.
Humans were made to
opposite
reproduce.
Sex, reproduce and so ever. So and this is the same argument when you get it with the like trans and all that. Mm-hmm. Like you can say it's natural or whatever, but the reality is, and I'm not hating. It's not.
Yeah, no hate. Yeah,
it's just not. And that's the truth. And the same thing goes like, you want to call yourself or identify as a woman or as a man, which is completely fine. Nothing wrong with it. But biologically, you're either a man or a woman.
Yeah.
There's no in between.
Yeah.
You were born one way and that's just the truth. And, and that's just how I believe. And I know other people believe differently. But
yeah, it's a very fine line of.
But where it gets choppy and sloppy is when, for someone who you're either a guy or a girl. If I start telling people and trying to convince everybody, you have to believe like this and you have to think like this, that's a fucking problem. Yeah. Vice versa too. If you're identifying as whatever you want to identify as that, and you're trying to convince everybody to believe what you believe, that's a fucking problem.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you are what you are and you believe what you believe, then let that be. And you need to also be understandable or understanding that not everyone's going to believe what you believe.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of scared. Like, because my generation or our generation, I guess we're kind of the same age. Mm-hmm. The Black Lives Matter thing, the LGBTQ community wasn't really big when I was growing up.
Yeah, same.
So, and when you're a kid, that is when you're most easily influenced to be whatever you're going to be.
You're developing your brain.
Yeah, your brain is developing. So that's why I'm worried about like my kids. And the next generation is like, you have all these movements, all these LGBTQ, all these Black Lives Matter, White Lives Matter, whatever it is. Yeah. It doesn't matter. But you have all these things being forced into my kids and everybody's kids' brains. And like even in school nowadays, like when you fill out a job application or anything, it's
how do you identify?
I'm like, dude, when the hell did this come? Like, I don't want my kids thinking that they're anything other than what they actually are. Yeah. So that's a problem with a lot of kids nowadays is they don't know what to think because they could have a strong foundation with their family, but at the end of the day, they spend less time with their family than they do at school. Yeah. Or with around their friends. So,
there's some, I don't know where it was, but I seen it in the, Joe Rogan podcast with Tulsi Gabbard where.
Don't even know who that is.
She used to be a politician for the Democratic Party, but she just, she decided not to do that anymore, which is crazy. But anyways, the point is that they were talking about how like in some schools, if there's a kid like that's 8 or 9 years old and they want to like, if they think or they have these thoughts of gay or trans or lesbian and the parents try to be like, no, or like, you can't, like trying to be like, nah, you don't need to think like that. Or maybe like even try and think about transitioning. Yeah. And they say no, they can call CPS on the kid. They can get reported, bro.
That is fucking crazy, bro.
And it's just like, how the fuck? Like, you have no control over your kid, bro.
Yeah, and like every kid, like even you said in the last episode that when you were a kid, you were kind of feminine. Yeah. You played with Barbies. Like, yeah. I feel like I never went through that because I grew up with all brothers, so there was no girl toys around. But I feel like in this generation, if your parents would have been in our generation now, they could have taken that as, oh, he's a girl. Gay. He's supposed to be a girl. To be a girl. Yeah. So let's entertain that and kind of push him towards that because that's what he's meant to be. That's what he wants to be. That's what he's going to identify as. So let's move towards that. Yeah. So I feel like parents see these things like maybe their boy wants to play with Barbies, which is completely normal because kids don't know any different. Yeah. But parents nowadays are like taking that to an extreme. They're like, oh, my kid identifies as a female. He plays with Barbies. So I feel like it has a lot to do with the parents, especially in this generation. But
but it's all like, it's super fucked up because I don't think kids, I think, bro, I mean, you can't buy alcohol till you're 21.
Yeah, and it's probably about to go up to 25 soon.
And it's just like, but you can transition at any fucking age you want.
Yeah, what, Dwayne Wade's son, what was he? Like 12, 13 years old?
His son transitioned?
Not his oldest son, not the one that's really good at basketball. He has another son.
Oh, D-Wade? The basketball player?
Dwayne Wade.
Oh, I thought you were talking about The Rock.
No, Dwayne Wade. Okay, gotcha. His son, his oldest son is a basketball player, but his youngest son is like, I think he transitioned when he was 11 years old.
No way.
Yeah. And Dwayne Wade is I love Dwayne Wade. He's a super big hero of mine, but he's I guess an influencer of transgenders, if you will, because his son is a transgender. He is, I think it was when he was 11 years old, 12 years old, something like that. And it caused a lot of controversy because like Lil Boosie, everybody knows Lil Boosie. He's very outspoken. Yeah. He went on to his Instagram and like completely shamed Dwayne Wade. He was like, bro, your kid doesn't know what they are. Like, your kid's a boy. Yeah. They might be going through a phase right now, but you can't let them just completely transition over. Yeah. Like 11, 12-year-old boy completely is a female now. Yeah. And
it's crazy. I mean, I don't want to say I went through like feminine or fruity phase, you can call it. Yeah. Not necessarily.
Well, if you grew up with sisters, I mean, that's obviously.
And it's just happen. Like, never once. I mean, it wasn't in my head because I wasn't aware of what trans was.
Because you don't know.
I wasn't aware about this word. Yeah. I didn't know it existed. So, but at the end of the day, I was a kid and I was a guy and I knew what I liked. I wasn't dumb either. But it's just like, if I got these people or my parents or these teachers, oh, you play with Barbies, you need to be doing this or doing that. I don't know if this is happening or not, but yeah, I would think, if someone comes to me, I want to make a podcast. Oh yeah, blah, blah, you need to do this, you need to do that. Let's say you have a pro person about the LGBTQ,
LGBTQ,
and or someone who's pro trans. now you're trying to pressure this kid to think that he's something, when the reality is maybe it's just a phase, or they're growing up, or they're experimenting, or they're curious, you know.
But that's just how the world. Even with religion, like
yeah,
I know people who share my religion, but they will spend 100% of their time trying to convince you to be a part of this religion.
Mm-hmm.
Where me, I'm like, I can't necessarily prove that my religion is any more real than your religion.
Yeah.
This is just what I believe, so I'm going to let you believe what you want to believe, because at the end of the day, religion, it sounds bad to say, but it cannot be proven. It's based completely off faith. So that's a lot of like the transgender community, all that is just you trying to put your beliefs on somebody else and make them believe what you believe. And I think that's not right. That's why I always I'm like, preach. If you go to church, cool. Yeah. But don't try to force what you believe on somebody else, because.
And I think that goes with everything, bro.
It's everything.
I mean, right now we have early voting, right, for the governor. The governor spots up, for voting here in the month coming in. And I'm aware of this because of my girlfriend and blah, blah, blah. But it blows my mind to think like, if I was to tell somebody, I mean, you might judge me, you might not, right? There's Greg Abbott and there's Beto.
Yeah.
I'll publicly say, no, I won't publicly say it, but I have an opinion, and I believe, not necessarily believe, but I got to pick one person, right? I'm going to pick one person and go with it. But if I tell at least maybe 10 people that I picked this person, there's a good amount of, like, more, probably the half, if not more than half, are going to be like, what the fuck? What would you do? And maybe try and convince me versus discuss the differences and call it a day after that. Yeah. But the thing is that people, like you said, you try and convince somebody to believe what you believe in.
Yeah. That's why I'm so, like, on politics, everybody knows who I love. Yeah. But I will never try to, I'll tell you my opinion and why I feel the way I do, but I'll never say you need to vote for this person, because at the end of the day, I don't really think that any of our votes matter anyways. But
that's crazy to think that.
Yeah. So I don't think that any of your votes matter, but if you believe something,
your vote counts, Zach.
Oh yeah. Well, fuck that. I don't care about none of that. But I'm not going to try to convince you. I mean, I will try to tell you why you should vote for this person, why I think you should. But at the end of the day, your beliefs are your beliefs. I'm not going to try to sway you from, because I have a lot of Mexican friends. Mm-hmm. And Mexicans don't typically like the person that I like. Yeah. Obviously, I like Trump. Mexicans don't like Trump, but most of my friends are Mexicans, so I don't try to tell them, you need to vote for Trump. I'm like, I just make jokes about it. I'm like, Trump, whatever. But I'm never going to try to force my beliefs on anybody else, because you and all my Mexican friends, I can understand where you come from. Yeah. Why you don't like him, because he says some fucked up shit about Mexicans.
But see, you acknowledge that part. Yeah. You're not like, all like rowdy and you probably could get like that, but you are also aware, like, I understand why you might not like him.
No, he put Mexicans in cages. Like, I understand. I'd be mad too, but since it's not directly my people, I kind of have a different perspective.
Mm-hmm. But which is like, me as a Mexican, I have to be also aware of that, and I don't gotta be like all fucking mad and sad, like, oh, you're not Mexican, so you don't know. Yeah, it's just, look, it didn't happen to you, and it is what it is. And this whole Kanye thing just kind of reminded me of, Andrew Tate getting canceled.
Bro, and I used to hate Andrew Tate.
I had a conversation.
I love Andrew Tate.
I don't want to say I love him, but he is such, I don't know what word to describe him. I just like how he speaks about things, bro.
He's so outspoken. He's careless.
And he's not like trying to convince anybody to do anything. No. He's just a really good speaker. And he has really interesting point of views.
Did you see the latest, one of the latest clips of him? It's, so there's 3 stages of being canceled, is what he was talking about. Mm-hmm. First stage is they try to discredit you or say that what you're saying isn't true. Mm-hmm. Second stage is they try to throw you in jail. Third stage is they try to kill you. Mm-hmm. So he said that, like, he's been getting phone calls of people, just a phone call was a recording of him on the phone or something. And Andrew Tate has said on clips, I've watched many a podcast with him on it, that he said he's scared that they're about to try to come kill him.
That's what I heard too. Yeah. That they're going to try and kill him.
Which is, I mean, I'm glad that he's saying that, because then if it actually happens, then it's going to be like, it should be more.
Like he'll be
into.
right.
Yeah, he'll be right,
Yeah.
and it'll get investigated. But it's crazy, bro, because I feel like he spits so much facts, and he's just so controversial. But he's like, just does not give a shit.
But he's also said on like now he says like, look, a lot of the thing I said back, about women, I amplified it because it's social media.
Yeah, yeah.
Which everybody does. He's not doing anything that it's like that no one's doing. Now, just the way he's talking about certain women, I understand why women get upset.
And he has a platform.
Yeah.
So that's why
and it's just like, oh, you're getting all these guys to think like that. And women get mad that dudes are thinking like this. And it's just like, hold the fuck up, bro.
Yeah.
And this is my perspective on this. And I know if my girl's watching this, she's probably going to give me a hard time. But it's just like, women be like, I don't need a man.
Oh, every woman.
And that to me is almost like being misogynistic or whatever the fuck you call Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
It's like the same shit.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah.
And it's just, and it makes me laugh, but we need to make this cut. You know how, like, people be like, oh, I don't need a man or men ain't shit.
Yeah.
Which I understand where women come from when they say that. I get it.
They want to be independent. Yeah.
Well, or some guys are just shitty.
Yeah.
So, but I feel like women don't get women came a long way, but whatever, right? So I think they have a lot of leniency to get away with shit like that.
What do you mean?
Like to say men ain't shit.
Oh yeah, okay.
If a guy was to say that, like,
women ain't shit,
it's just like, that's disrespectful.
like, bro, are you serious?
Yeah.
And
it's kind of like, and I get the respect for women and all that stuff,
but women are also supposed to respect men.
Yes, completely.
They're supposed to, but in this generation they don't have to, which is so fucked.
Yeah, which is
so
just
fucked.
like, and women also have this standard of, a good amount of women have this standard, or they like to think they have a standard. A man needs to have money, or
looks,
this job, or looks, or height,
funny.
Well, yeah,
so much, bro.
So this
much.
checklist is long,
and the checklist for men and women
it's
is
just like no
3 lines, bro.
And it's just like, well, and I think this is what a big thing that like Andrew Tate tried to speak on. I think a lot of people obviously purposely misinterpreted him.
Oh, on purpose.
But I think he was trying to like get to that point where like women are getting with so much shit, and guys just can't get away with anything. And then on top of that, like women do these maybe guys dirty, or they convince guys that they have to be a certain way. Because I think there's a lot of guys think they have to be a certain way to get this certain girl.
Yeah.
And that shit bothers me so much, bro.
That's kind of how we were always, like, even our generation, I feel like that's how we were brought up, that you have to be this or you have to be that to get certain girls. Like I know for sure when I was in high school, it was like, you have to play sports to be popular. And to get girls, you have to be popular. So you have to play sports, you have to be popular, you have to get girls. You have to be funny. You have to have lots of friends. You have to have a rich family, whatever. I feel like that was the common belief.
Or even, when I was growing up, bro, like, since I didn't play football or basketball, like, those popular sports.
Oh, yeah, I bet it was harder for Mexicans, bro, because you had to.
Nobody wanted to talk to me, bro.
No Mexicans really played basketball or football, or baseball.
Yeah.
Some Mexicans play baseball, but those are the 3 sports where.
They're very popular,
and you got soccer players like.
Yeah. At least not here in America.
No, you get Mexican girls, maybe.
Yeah, but but like and then on top of that, like you gotta check all these and it's understandable. I get it. A guy gotta work for the girl and so on. But to the point is that back to Tate, being canceled and speaking on stuff, I think he was just like he had who did he have on this podcast? He had Steve Will Do It. He got canceled.
I love that podcast. That
I haven't seen the whole thing. I've seen
good.
clips on it, but they they talk about this cancel culture shit and everything, and I'm just like, man, this dude, like, I don't personally know Andrew Tate, but everybody else talks that hung out with him or
talks highly of him.
They talk very highly about
his brother.
Mm-hmm.
What's his brother's name?
Tristan
Tate. Yeah,
and that has to tell you something, bro.
Yeah,
Sugar Sean. I don't know if you've seen. He had him on the podcast. Sugar Sean had Andrew Tate, and that I like Sugar Sean.
I love Sean O'Malley.
Yeah, I love him too, and I'm just like, damn, like, and Sugar Sean talks, highly about him, and then
I mean, Steve Will Do It gave these dudes Rolexes, bro.
I didn't know that.
You didn't watch the episode? Oh, you
No.
didn't watch it. On that podcast episode, he gave Andrew and Tristan presidential Rolexes.
What the fuck?
Because I don't know if you heard what they did for him. So Steve Will Do It is on this new platform. It's like YouTube. What is it called?
Rumble. So are they.
Rumble.
So is
oh,
Andrew,
okay.
yeah.
So Steve Will Do It came to their house in Dubai, and he was like, "Hey, I'm promoting this video. To promote this video, I'm giving away $25,000 to a random person."
Oh, I seen this.
So Andrew Tate matched his $25,000. He was like, "Oh, I'll give you $25,000." Tristan Tate also matched $25,000. So they're up to $75,000. And then Andrew and Tristan were like, "Well, fuck it, let's make it $100,000." So they split the other 25, and so they basically gave Steve Will Do It $75,000 just to promote his video on this new platform.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they didn't even know this kid.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they knew of him, but they didn't know him. They were just like, "Bro, you're grinding, you're hustling. You got canceled. You're on this new platform trying to make a name for yourself. Here's $75,000. Do you like get back out there?" So in turn, Steve Will Do It. Like, you could tell how thankful he was for them in this part of the podcast, because he went on and on about it, how welcoming they were, how much hospitality they showed him when he was at their house. And this is a $200,000. He said they pay $200,000 a month rent for this house in Dubai. So he showed them so much hospitality, and so he gifted them two presidential Rolexes each, like one each.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is crazy, bro. Because those Rolexes, like, he probably spent that $75,000 he got to promote his video. I mean, he didn't spend that $75,000, but he probably spent $75,000 on these two Rolexes, these two guys, and it's like, you have to really make an impression on somebody.
He gave Donald Trump one too, which is like, he loves Donald Trump.
Yeah, well, I would do the same if I had that kind of money.
But I mean, that's kind of tells you like, kind of a little bit like how much. And then I saw this other clip where he was talking about how like he sees him as a big brother. You know?
Yeah.
These fucking dogs.
Fucking hate Chihuahuas.
But I'm just like, man, you know, and this morning I was watching part of a podcast, and I was listening to the one with Sugar, and I'm just like, man, this guy is just like, again, I'm not like, but I just like what he says and how he says things.
Andrew Tate, his delivery is impeccable. And his confidence is
the way, but it's just the way how he expresses things, bro. And he says like, you know, just how he converses. And there's nothing wrong with what he said, or not necessarily there's nothing wrong, but there's nothing wrong with having those conversations, bro.
Yeah.
And like, you know, and he has conversations that people don't necessarily agree with him. He just gives a point of view, and that's it. You know, he's not trying to convince anybody to think a certain way. Mm-hmm. He's just giving his point of view and his perspective.
And that's it. Yeah.
And that's it.
But his perspectives make you think. Like, I don't know if you saw the clip of him saying like depression isn't real.
Yeah.
That shit, like, I was like, at first when I saw it, I was like, okay, shut the fuck up, dude. But then I was like, okay, he's kind of got a point.
If you really think about this shit.
This is kind of a thing that society pushes on you, depression, and they give you pills. And it's just all this thing, like, but really you go through depressing situations, but depression itself isn't a real thing. Like, it's just all in your head that they push on you.
Yeah.
And I think that's so crazy. I was like, wow, he's got a point. Like him, he has every reason in the world to be depressed. I mean, he's rich and famous and whatever, but he got canceled, so he's being like blackballed by everybody. So he can be depressed if he wanted to.
Yeah.
But he just doesn't believe in it, so he's not gonna be depressed.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, and I'm sure that was a very what is it, like, slippery slope,
Controversial.
to talk about depression.
That could have lost a lot of people.
Because I understand. I mean, both of us have been through our own times and sadness, and the only way it gets better is literally like by you yourself doing, you know, things, whether it's getting a better job or a girlfriend, or not necessarily a girlfriend, but maybe you meet a girl and she's good for you,
or just good company,
you know, good company, good friends, good relationships. Like I said, job. You know, you start working out.
Just stuff that makes your life improve, pretty much.
You know, because I'm, you know, I know like some people take certain medications and stuff, but it just rubs me the wrong way, you know, when I hear somebody, oh, I went to a therapist. And I was like, well, how'd it go? I was like, oh, they told me to take these pills. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, how does that? And I'm sorry, I know, because I know a lot of people like, and you are one of them, right? But I'm just like, how the fuck does that work? You know, and I understand some people, you know, they need it, but I think after one point or to a certain extent, you know, you'll be okay to, you know, figure that shit out.
I think it's the stupidest shit. And I've been somebody who I've been on every medication there is for depression and anxiety. And I do not understand it. I do not understand. I'm like, I'm 100% sure I can get through it on my own. But I feel like the pills, like the therapists almost push this on you, like push this disease on you, push these pills on you. Yeah. And at the end of the day, I feel like they're worse for you than they are better for you, because the brain has its own natural things that it does to help you. And so I completely understand. I completely agree. It's like,
and you're giving yourself a drug to and drugs, what they do, they basically I don't know what the word is, but what is it called? What is the word I'm looking for? But you're not you. You're not in the state of you. You're not. You're not. Yeah. Your brain's not 100% you. The flow of yourself is not you. You are not you when you're under some influence. Because taking a medication that was obviously prescribed by a therapist, and you know, it's good. You know, you can say, "Oh, like there's nothing wrong with it." You know, I get it, right?
No, it does make you feel good, but it's because it's.
But fake. The reality is that you are taking a drug, and then like I said, I know a lot of people have been through, and it's just like, I don't want to say it's just at one point you gotta also accept the fact that you cannot depend and rely on this drug. Yeah. If you genuinely want to get over depression.
Yeah, for sure.
Or anxiety, I think, is a different story in somewhat way. What I do, I get anxiety real bad sometimes, especially when I'm going through a lot. But I mean, the only way I just go through it, bro, and and it just goes away.
I kind of go through anxiety, but my biggest thing with anxiety is panic attacks. I don't know if you get panic attacks.
I got it once, and it was fucking crazy.
Yeah, I used to get them I used to get them 4 or 5 times a day. That's why I take my medicine, mainly to get rid of the panic attacks. I could deal with the depression. I could deal with the anxiety. The panic attacks is like terrifying. So that's why. But yeah, it's medicine's stupid. Therapists are stupid. I think.
I've always wanted to go to therapy, but I have really, really mixed emotions. I want to go to therapy, but I don't want to go and someone just fucking prescribe me something. That's
what it is.
I just want to go and I want someone to generally pick my brain and be like, hey, you're probably going through this because of what you told me earlier. And I just want to almost have a discussion about my fucking problems. Yeah. You know, I don't want to sit
there. You have to find a really good therapist for that though. Yeah.
Cause that's kind of the therapy. I don't want to vent and vent and vent. And then it's just more questions. And I'm speaking, you know, I've never been, so I don't fucking know. But I want to go and discuss the problems I have and really get into my mind on, hey, because look, bro, a quick story is I've done this 3 or 4 fucking times in my life. I go to this job, and I have a big dream, bro, of being successful. I go to a factory. I hear the machines. I see people working. And I'm just and it gives me anxiety because I was like, I don't want to get stuck in here.
Yeah, doing this.
And I fucking just leave the place, bro.
Yeah.
I just quit. Or I'm just like, hey, I got to go. And I just never come back.
Yeah.
I've done that 3 times, bro. And it's and it gives me anxiety. And it's just where was I going with this? But, if I talk to a therapist, I really want to understand, why is it that I go through that? Is it because I'm so scared, or is it a fear, or what's the trigger? I want to understand that. That's why I would want to go to therapy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like a therapist would be they would know this is what they studied. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, you'd have to go to a psychiatrist, really.
Oh, okay.
Therapists are meant to ask questions. Psychiatrists are meant to get to the bottom of the issue. Oh, then. But no, yeah.
What's your therapy experience, I guess, really?
Well, I've only been to therapy one time, and it was for my anxiety. But at this point, my anxiety was the least of my issues. It was the least of my concerns. So I went. It was $160 a session. I went to 3 or 4, and he wasn't doing anything for me. I understood he was trying to do his job, but he gave me these techniques to get out of my panic attack episodes, and I was like, bro, I'm depressed. I just want to talk to somebody. I don't want you to tell me how to escape a panic attack. I want you to tell me why I'm so depressed, or get to the root of the problem so I can face it and do whatever. Yeah. So, and I went to therapy one time, and then this past time I went to psychiatrist. That didn't really do anything for me because I didn't stay long enough for it to. So I got to do something else. But a psychiatrist is what I need to get to because they find the root of the problem, which I'm still waiting on my psychiatrist visit. But they get to the root of the problem, and then you get to face that because they went to college to pick your brain and find out where is this coming from.
Yeah, like what trauma or whatever it is.
Because it could be something 20 years ago that I don't remember, but once I get to talking, it might come out and they're like, oh, this is the root of the problem. This is what we need to address. Forgive what you need to forgive. Do whatever you need to do, and we'll work from there.
You know, one thing I figured out, you know how like we used to work together, and I hated like asking for the sale, I guess you could say, you know, and you probably, maybe that's what made me like not necessarily a good or made me whatever.
Like an average salesman?
Yeah, but I think everybody, or at least a lot of people knew that I was shy about that.
A lot of salespeople are like asking for the business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I was super like, no, I don't know, bro. I was just like scared. And about anything, like I hate asking for shit. But the reason why is, bro, when I was growing up, and this is like no hard feelings towards my parents, but when I would ask for something, bro, you know, we were going through a lot. Maybe we didn't have money, whatever. They would just say no, and they would give me shit. Like, why the fuck would you? Not necessarily like that. No, yeah, like, but it just kind of like
stupid. Why would you ask for that?
Like, it was kind of like not like a trauma, maybe.
Yeah.
But I grew up now, and now I know where that shit comes from.
Because you're so used to being told no, maybe.
No, or like, oh, fuck, I don't know the reaction.
They're gonna make you feel bad for asking.
Yeah. So it's just like, I figured that out on my own, right? Like, you know, not everybody can, and there's a lot of issues that we all have, and they all come from different places, but that's just an example, right?
Yeah.
But those are things that I would want to go to, you know, I think people should go to therapy to figure out.
I think everybody should go to see a psychiatrist, at least, even if they're not depressed or don't have.
Yeah, I think it's good for you.
Issues. I think everybody has something underlying that's going to come to the surface eventually that they should just go to a psychiatrist just to talk.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, I'm good, but just ask me some questions. Maybe you can get something out of me that is underlying. I don't want it to come out later on and have a negative reaction.
Because we also have habits that we might think that are good habits that we do, but maybe other people see it like, oh, why was he mean to me, or why was, because there's things that I do with my sisters that I'm like, I seem like very what is it called, like pushed off, or like leave me alone right now, like
standoffish.
Yeah, and I do it to my girl sometimes.
Yeah,
and she gets really upset, and I'm like, fuck, I need to stop being that way. And even now with my family or my sisters, I'm like, fuck, I need to stop being that way. But and those are habits that I thought like just nonchalant,
normal,
And I never. And then now that I got older, I started to think like, fuck, I wonder if my sisters one day was like going through some shit, and I just fucked them off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I feel bad, bro, and I'm just like, fuck. And I feel like those are things that as people we gotta be aware. And shit
for sure. Yeah.
But I mean, back to the fucking point of being canceled,
Kanye
and Andrew Tate. Like, we should be able to speak our mind and express ourselves, not be hateful. Kanye said was hateful.
That was some hate speech for real.
I still don't think, I'm a big believer on, like, you know, if he does it again, you know, maybe suspend him for a month or on social media, or, you know, if some brands, I completely understand the brands part, want to cut ties with them, because for like a brand like Adidas, I mean, they sponsor the FIFA World Cup, bro.
Yeah, but you got to also think, Adidas said that they lost $2 billion this year.
Or they're going to lose also more money the rest of the year because they're not selling Yeezys no more too.
Well, that's what I meant.
Oh, okay,
they're projected to lose $2 billion this year because they are not with Kanye anymore. I'm like, Kanye he's big, bro.
He is big. He made a mistake, but it's only up to him how he wants to do it. But I don't think we just fucking punish him completely.
He spent so many years being such a staple.
People love Kanye.
Yeah, everybody loves Kanye.
I've never been a fan, so I don't know.
I'm not a big fan of Kanye, but I can understand why people are a fan of him. I think he's crazy as fuck.
He's cultural,
and I feel like he's just, you know, he's just crazy.
And he's on the same level as Drake, I think. Like,
Drake, I like Drake a lot.
I love Drake.
If they ever canceled Drake, I would probably genuinely be sad.
Yeah, but I think that's the same thing with like Kanye's he might not necessarily be at the same level, but he's in that same he's in the same circle.
Yeah, most of his is like he has influence in several different areas, whether it be art, whether it be clothing, whether it be music, whether it be anything like politics. He just has a whole community where Drake is just
music.
Yeah, Kanye is well rounded and he has a lot of different audiences, a lot of. But
what he
places.
did with Yeezys was amazing.
Oh, that was incredible.
Yeah,
Adidas will never have another thing like that.
And but like I said, I don't think we need to cancel him or.
No, he'll be back.
You know, but I mean, like, just not letting him post, like, you know, maybe for a week, but, you know, and if he does it again, then a month. If he does it again, I get it, cut him off. He doesn't fucking learn, you're done. But it's just,
I feel like he also has mental issues, bro.
I think so too.
Like he gets in these moods where he just wants to spaz out.
I think it's like bipolar or something.
Bipolar, definitely.
But what I'm trying to get at is that, like, I think it should be okay for people to. Like, it's not okay for people just to get canceled and nobody asks fucking questions. Oh, like, for people who would like to like canceling and to push, like, cancel him. Cancel culture, like, fuck you, for real. Because that shit's just so fucking, I think it's lame, bro.
I think,
Like, why would you want to cancel somebody? Like, you're literally, you're saying it's not okay to speak your mind, or basically maybe you're not agreeing with what everybody's agreeing with. I mean, there's comments, bro, that I read. Most of our comments are negative.
For sure.
Especially on YouTube. And it's just like, why would you say that? Or why do you think like that? And I was just like, man, look. And some people defend him like, look, if you don't like it, fucking move on with your life. And it's that basic, bro. If you don't like it, fucking move on. Don't consume the content. Don't watch the content.
I've never understood that, bro. Because, you know, as many TikToks I've watched, which I watch TikTok for probably a couple hours every day, I've never once commented on a TikTok. Even if I absolutely hated what the message said, I just scrolled past it. I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, this shit's stupid.
Yeah, but this is stupid. And then I just don't like it or don't follow it. And I try to spend as little time watching it as possible, because the more time you spend, the more they're going to put stuff like that on your For You page. So I scroll past and I'm like, okay, this is stupid. But I don't comment on it. So I don't understand which I love it for us.
Yeah, it helps
it's good.
us.
Yeah, it's good. But I've never really understood that.
I just really want to, like, you know, one big goal for the podcast is, I think both of us at one point are going to face, you know, if we grow, hopefully when we do grow and we blow up, we're going to be not necessarily controversial, but we're going to say a lot of shit that people are not going to like. Depending whether it's a year from now or 6 months, depending where the world is and depending how people react to it, I think that's a different story. But because I'm always like, I want to have the difficult conversations. I want to talk to Alex Jones or Donald Trump or Kanye or Tate. I want to have a conversation with people, and I want to talk like, where the fuck they come from? Why did they say this wild ass shit?
Yeah,
you know, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I think it's
even like Joe Biden, like that dude.
I would like to talk to him, but
it probably wouldn't. It probably would only last 20 minutes.
Yeah, because he's so.
But even like, I'd be like, hey man, like, what the fuck's going on?
Like, hey, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, and it's just like, I'm not gonna be like, you're fucking stupid, you're an idiot.
Yeah,
those are my feelings or my thought. I'm not saying that's how I feel, but those are my thoughts, my emotions, my feelings. But human to human, we need to have a conversation and just talk. And you know, at the end of the day, walk away, and you guys never have to speak again.
Yeah, it's like, hey, your opinion's yours, mine is mine. Cool, whatever.
So I don't think Kanye should be canceled.
Nah, definitely. Andrew Tate should definitely not be canceled. No.
Now, if Andrew Tate or Kanye go do some wild ass shit where maybe they murder somebody or
obviously,
or like you know, they
like Jeffrey
Dahmer or Epstein,
he needed to be.
They need to get
like, stuff like that. Like
they need to be canceled. Yeah. You know, they shouldn't be nowhere near the power to have any influence or shit like that.
Yeah.
Well, dude, that was a good episode.
Yeah, I feel like we got way left field, but it was good.
I think that's what happens when I finish like 90% of this.
It's good.
It is good. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that episode. Comment, share, subscribe, follow. And just let us know what you guys think. Let us know what conversations that you want us to have. I mean, we're not scared. We want to have conversations. And, I mean, we're just two dudes just like, we just talk. See you guys next week. Happy Halloween.
Peace out.